Welcome to Table for One. I'm the narrator, and in today's video, I'll be playing a solo game of Endeavor Deep Sea. I'll be playing Mission 2 today, Maps and Charts. Let's get rolling. Alright, so I'm getting set up here to play the second mission of Endeavor Deep Sea. This is Maps and Charts. I've got a couple of items out here on the table that before I get going, I'll just shuffle them on camera so that you can see that they're shuffled. I had somebody ask after I played the first mission if I had stacked the bonus goals, and I did not, but I'll go ahead and shuffle them just so you can see. Alright, so here's the Tier 5 Specialists. I've got all 6 of the setback cards. Shuffle those a little bit. We'll need 4 of them for a solo game. I did recently play my first co-op game. And yeah, it's a slightly different thing than solo, but it's still good. So we got all the bonus cards here. I think with the bonus cards is I feel like if you read the chatter online anyway, if you look at any one bonus card in isolation, you can say, oh, that's an easy one. But it's getting them to work together with everything else. That's what the challenge is. So any of them are situationally easy or difficult. All right, so we need 1, 2, 3 of those. Put these away. And so we can let these rest here. We'll shuffle up the regular journal cards real quick. I shuffle my stuff before I put it away, so I don't have to do a lot of setup. So they should be pretty shuffled already. And then the anchor journals. And then off to the right side of the screen, I've got the 5 different depth zones from 1 to 5 going up. And I'll just shuffle each one of those the first time that I sonar at that depth, which means I probably will never have to shuffle 4 and 5. So we need 4 of these. 2, 3, 4. Yep, and the rest can go away. So I'll put the journals up here. Okay, and so in this mission, Mission 2, the 4 starting goals here on the impact board are, again, 20 points or more, just like in Mission 1, from a combined the impact board, any points from journals, and any points from Tier 5 Specialists. I usually don't go for that one. I have achieved it, but that is like maybe the least likely that I'll get. So the next goal here is map the ocean currents. So we want to have sonar discs in columns B and C, and we want at least 7 of those. So this is column A. We start in the top right corner or top left corner this time. So B and C, and we have room for D and E here. So we want sonar in these 2 columns, at least 7 of those. And so I expect that's probably how I'm going to start the game, is by going over here and trying to sonar early so that I can build out the map. Because then the next goal is explore the far reaches. So I want at least 10 discs in columns D and E. So these 2 columns that we don't even have any zones yet, we want at least 10 discs out there. So 7 sonar here, 10 over here. And then the last one is chart the ocean topography. And that says we want at least 8 discs at depths 2, 3, and 4. So as I'm doing these sonar actions, I probably want to get zones here that have more sonar. So I'm at depth 2, so I can sonar here. And then when I go to columns D and E, I want to be at depths 2 and 3 and 4. That's where I want to be filling up those actions. So that's generally the layout, but who knows? I'll probably change things as I go. And then just as before, I do have the 3 mini expansion zones. So in Zone 1, there's the Orca reintroduction tile. In Zone 2, there's the Underwave Academy. And in Zone 3, or Depth 3, I should say, there's a Robotic Wanderer. So we may or may not see some of those. But they are very cool. So when I do see them, I typically take them. So the launch zone in this one is, again, the Sea Star. So I'm going to put my vessel there and gain 1 disc. And let's go ahead and start the first round. So we start by revealing a bonus goal. And we have scholarly, so leftover research, at least 6. I have achieved this one a number of times, but There's also been a number of games where I run out of research and just don't have enough at the end. So this could go either way, but that's a good one to aim for as well. And I get to recruit, and I am in Tier 1 with my reputation track, so I've got to recruit a Tier 1 specialist. And I did say I want to sonar early and build out the map, so I'm going to recruit this sonar operator right here. And that gives us a bump on the yellow coordination track. Now I look at my green inspiration track and it says I get 1 disc. So I get 1 of those, and my yellow coordination track says I can retrieve 1 disc from a specialist. And now I'm going to use my team leader to move. And I can only go 1 space because my ingenuity is in the first tier, so I'll go here. And because it's in the first tier, I can only go at depth 1 as well. So I'm going over here. I gain 1 research as the arrival bonus, and now I can take another action. So I'm going to have my sonar operator operate some sonar, and we'll go right here, which gives me depth 1 or 2. And I guess I'm going to look at, I suppose, depth 2. So it's the first time we've been at this depth, so we'll shuffle it up. But I'm looking at depth 2 because I want to get some sonar spaces down below these 2 sonar spaces. So let's see what's here. Although, now that I'm thinking about it, if I do depth 1, it's like I really need these both to be sonar heavy, and I might draw 2 conserve heavy zones here. So if I do, I'll be forced to place them here. Whereas if I do another zone 1 now, it'll give me more options to place zone 2 later. So I'm changing my mind. We're going to do zone 1. So we'll shuffle this one. So we've shuffled zones 1 and 2 now. Okay, and take 2 off the top. And we have the Dying Reef and the Decommissioned Oil Rig. And I'm going to go with the oil rig because I like the this bonus. This discovery bonus will work better for me. It'll get me into tier 2 on the coordination track. And then I like this this just zone bonus that this one doesn't have, where if all of these conservation spots get filled, everyone who has a disc there gets to promote 1 specialist. I don't think I'll end up using that because I want to take in columns D and E, I want to be taking actions in zones 2, 3, and 4, really in all columns. But so I'm going to take that one. So I go up on the coordination track, up on the research. I get 1 research as well. This goes to the bottom of the stack. So place that there. All right, and that was my first round. So we're going to go to round 2 now. So again, we must start by revealing a bonus goal, and this one is esteemed. So we want the orange reputation and green inspiration tracks to be at a total of 22 points. So the beginning of this last tier here is 10 points, so 10, 11, and 12. So we can have like a 10 and a 12 or 2 11s or anything higher than that. So now I need to recruit another specialist, and my reputation track is still in the first tier, so it's got to be a tier 1 specialist. And I don't see myself diving anytime soon, so maybe I'll grab this pilot and I get an impact marker. And so if I wanted to play the impact board for points, I'd probably start at this spot because these are worth 2, and so I can start working my way across the 2s more quickly. I think I'm going to start in one of these 2 spots though, because I'm probably going to go down here or over this way and try and get more of these benefits. I think that would be more useful to me. Although that is pretty useful too. Maybe I'll start there and then I can still work down that way. So I'm going to actually place it there, but I'm not going to move across to the right, or I'm not expecting to. So I go up 1 on the green inspiration track. I would like to get more discs, at least in the future. But I'm still at tier 1, so now I gain 1 disc. And now I recover 2 discs because I'm in the second tier of coordination. All right, so let's take this second turn. What am I going to do? Let's start by having the pilot move instead of the team leader, and we'll go 1 space over to the right, and the arrival bonus is moving up 1 space on the ingenuity track, because it would be really great to be able to start getting down to the second depth so that I can start working on this third goal here. And then I also want to start moving the vessel to the right because I'm going to need a vessel to go this way into columns D and E, and when I get a new vessel, that'll start over here, and that one can come over and continue to sonar. So we'll have the sonar operator do some sonaring again in this zone this time. So I can choose from zones or depths 1 or 2, and I'm going to pick depth 2 this time. And we've already shuffled this stack, so I can grab 2 off the top. And we have the caves and the Underwave Academy. And from the perspective of this goal of trying to sonar 7 times in columns B and C, and ideally at depths 2 or below, this was not a great draw, because between the two, I've only got one sonar space. I do like the submerged cave system. It's pretty neat, but it does make it hard to move around. It gives more actions to the spaces around it. So I think I'm going to put this one back. I will take the Underwave Academy. If you're going to get that tile, the earlier you get it, the more benefit you can have. So I suppose I'll place it here and hope I can do a sonar action later that'll get me more sonar spaces here. So when I place this, I get 2 discs, which is nice. And then I need to put 1 dive token. There we go. And then the badges. All right, so here are the 5 badges. So as a quick reminder, if you haven't seen this mini expansion before, the blue badges, there's 1 of each basic action type, the same actions that you'll find on your team leader, and they all have a slash. So you can add this as the arrival bonus. You can take one of these available badges and put it on one of your tier 1 or 2 specialists, and it acts to modify their actions. So the sonar tech, if I did this, could sonar or conserve. And then when you take an action, any of these actions on this zone, you can take any of your blue badges and flip it over to the red side. And the red side is always the same action with a plus. So then the specialist would be able to sonar and conserve when you activate them, which is pretty nice. So we'll put those there. I might be able to try and grab some of those. And that leaves me with 2 discs. And my team leader is still available. So I could either blue journal in this space, and there's only 1 of those available. It has 0 research cost, so I can grab it right away. It would give me 1 point and allow me to promote 1 specialist. Or I could sonar at depths 2 or 3. So I've kind of got to weigh these benefits a little bit, because if I were to do the journaling, I would promote, I think, the pilot, because that would get me 1 on the green track and 1 on the yellow track, these 2 middle ones, which would, by moving the green up, I would get 2 discs at the beginning of the next round. The yellow wouldn't change my tier. If I promoted the sonar operator, I would just get the yellow bump, and so that wouldn't change anything. But another sonar action could potentially, get me another vessel, depending on what I find, help me build out these sonar spots. So that's a little tricky. And I think I'm going to sonar because I want sonar actions in these columns. No other actions in those columns specifically help me unless I'm at depth 2 or below. Otherwise, I want to be taking, journal and conserve actions over here in columns D and E. So I'll go with the sonar for my team leader. Oops, and I bumped that. There we go. So depths 2 or 3 for this space. So we'll go to depth 2 again. And we have the Sunken Ruins and the Ledge Elevator. And I think I'll go with the Sunken Ruins for a couple reasons. One, this one will get me more ingenuity in the long run, but this will get me 1 now, which will allow me to get to depth 2 to even go here. If I took this one, it would be more ingenuity in the long run, but I wouldn't be able to go to the tile until I find another ingenuity somewhere else. And then this one lets me sonar at depths 2 or 3, and then this one is depths 3 or above. So this one's a little bit more versatile. So let's put this one on the bottom of the stack, and we'll use the Sunken Ruins. We'll put them right here since they've got some sonar spots. Well, you know what? I take that back. I'm actually going to put it here. I might be able to get even more sonar spots here later. So we'll cover that up. So I get 1 ingenuity and 1 reputation. The ingenuity gets me into tier 2, so I get my next vessel. So now I can move 2 spaces at a time, and I can go to depth 2, and then by placing the vessel, I get 1 more disc. And I have to put 4 dive tokens here. If at any point the last dive token is taken, any vessels or any player at the vessel there can move from this space. You get 1 free move. So I do have 1 disc left, but I have no more specialists that I can activate, so that's going to be the end of the second round. I've got, at the end of this round, 3 sonar actions in columns B and C, so 3 out of 7. That's not too bad. And if I needed to complete sonaring with just these zones that are left, so I've got 3, I can get up to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are enough sonar actions. I just probably want to get to another depth if I can, because I haven't taken any actions in columns D and E or at depths 2 through 4. And I definitely don't have 6 research or 22 points on my reputation and inspiration tracks. So I've still got some stuff to work towards, but I think I'm off to an okay start. So to start this third round, we're going to reveal the last bonus goal, and it's junior specialists, or dedicated. You want to have 5 or more junior specialists when you finish the mission. And I've seen a lot of chatter online. People say that this is an easy one, but I rather dislike it because part of my strategy is to promote my specialists and get their bonuses. And so not promoting them kind of stinks. I don't really like that one. So I need to have 5 that are not promoted by the end of the game. And I will have a total of 7. When you play solo, you'll recruit 7 specialists, plus your team leader who cannot be promoted. So 2 promotions max is not great. I'll probably ignore that one, but we'll see how it goes. So now it's time to recruit. I'm still in tier 1. So I need to recruit. I'm still in tier 1. I think I will take the reef diver because I really need to get into tier 2, and that will do that for future rounds. So that gives me a dive ability. Now I'm still in tier 1 on the inspiration track, so I gain 1 disc. Really got to start bumping these tracks. And then coordination's in tier 2, so I recover 2 discs. And so I think it'll be the team leader and the sonar operator. And what do I want to do first? Well, I think I want to get at some of these bonus actions. So I'm going to have to move to do that, which means I need to activate my team leader. And so we're going to move 1, 2 now to depth 2 spaces, and I gain a blue badge. And I think I'll take this move badge and add it to my sonar operator so they can move or operate sonar now. And then I will have my reef diver go ahead and dive, and I'll take this dive token. And by doing that, I can now flip this badge to its red side so my sonar operator can move and sonar. And this gives me a move action or 3 DNA. And I think for now, I'm just going to hold on to it. I'm not in a position where I need to make that decision yet. And so now I'll activate this specialist who can both move and sonar. And I will do the sonar action first, and I'll sonar, actually I take that back. I'm going to move first. I'm going to move this vessel, 1, 2, to come down to the Underwave Academy, and then I can grab a blue badge. I'm going to grab this journal badge, and I'm going to put it on my reef diver. I think that's what I want to do. It's either going to be the reef diver or the pilot, obviously, because you can only have one, so it can't be the sonar operator. And yeah, I take that back. I'll put it on the pilot so they can move or journal. And so that was this move action, and now I'll take this sonar action, and I'll do that right here. So it can sonar zones 1 or 2, and let's do zone 2 or depth 2. Top 2 off the stack. There we go. So hoping for something like that. So I have resupply modules and dolphin pods. And dolphin pods is pretty standard looking. It's got 4 conserve spaces, 3 dive tokens. It gets you a lot on this ingenuity track, and it gets me 1 right away, which would be super helpful. Whereas the resupply modules is just 6 sonar spaces. And I know this 1 ingenuity would be an immediate benefit, but I think I want the sonar. Although I do have enough sonar spots in these 2 columns, but I don't have many at depth 2 and below. In fact, I've used them. It's like this sweet spot here that I'm trying to fill up. So I'm going to stick with the resupply modules. That might hurt me in some ways, but I think that's what I want. So I'm just going to park a vessel there probably and just keep sonaring. So I get 1 coordination and 1 ingenuity, which doesn't change those tracks. And that's it for that sonar action. And in fact, that's it for the round. So we're going into round 4, and now we draw a setback card. And we have Tsunami. So all players move all of their vessels 2 zones to the left or as far as they can go. Players do not gain the arrival bonus. So both of these are going to go to the Looking Glass. That's not really where I want it, but that's what makes it a setback. So I am in tier 2 now. I can recruit a tier 2 specialist, and I'm going to recruit this navigator who can move or sonar, but the immediate bonus is I get 1 inspiration. So that gets me into tier 2, and now I can collect 2 discs instead of 1. There we go. And now I'm in tier 2 of coordination, so I can recover 2 discs, and that's going to be a little bit trickier, I think. Oh, but I forgot a moment ago, at the end of the last round, when I sonared here, I took another action at that Underwave Academy, so I can flip this badge over so that my pilot can move and journal. So that's important to keep in mind. All right, so I can do 2 of these discs. I'm going to take from the sonar operator and the team leader. Those are the 2 I'm taking back. I'm real low on discs. I need to do something about that. But let's start off by activating this sonar operator who can move and sonar. So we'll move first, and we can go 2, 1, 2. So that gets me 1 disc as the arrival bonus. And then I can sonar, and so I'm going to choose to sonar here. And this would be depth 1 to 3. So let's go to depth 1. So we need to build out the rest of this. Oh, and we've got the Orca reintroduction, and then we've got the atoll. And Orca reintroduction is super cool, so we're going to go with that. I don't know if I'll make great use of it based off the layout of the map so far, but I might. So the immediate bonus is I get 1 coordination and 1 disc. And this is going to go here in column E. And now I need to place the Orca meeples. And I got to say, they're pretty awesome. So there's 5 of these, and they sit in this zone. And so your arrival bonus in this zone is you gain 1 of these meeples to your staging area. And you can spend 1 from your staging area when taking a conserve action. And so let's say I had 1 here, and then I wanted to take a conserve action here. I could spend this and place it here so long as there are no other orcas on that zone, and then take the conserve action for free. You don't have to spend any research. So that's pretty cool. And then the tile itself has 1 green journal, and then 2 sonars from depth 1 to 3. But what this symbol is saying is each time you do a sonar action, if you choose a zone that has a conserve action on it to place, to discover, then you gain 1 reputation. So that's a pretty neat tile. And if anything, if I can get there and get an orca, maybe sonar, and then come back over here, I can conserve 1 of these 4-cost conservation spots for free, which would be great, because I have not really prioritized getting research. And so next I am going to spend this dive token, which fits a little too precisely into this slot. It's hard to get out. I'm going to spend it to take the move action, actually. So I'll just put the spent ones up there. And so I'm going to move this vessel 1, 2 spaces, and I gain a disc for the arrival bonus. And now I think I'm going to knock out a bunch of sonar. So I'll have the navigator take a sonar action, and I will go, I guess, here. Depths 1 to 3, so I'll do a depth 2 so we can finish building that out. And so we have the sea turtle migration and the whale calving grounds. So both of them are conservation heavy spots, and I think this would be awesome to have right here next to the orca reintroduction. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to place that one. For some reason, I'm really bad at the conserve action. It's no different than journaling or sonar, but I have such a hard time with it. But this space, after you've journaled here, then anytime you take a conserve action, you can take another conserve action without having to activate a specialist on this zone. So that's cool. So I advance the reputation track and the coordination track. That's a really good zone. I'm happy with that one. Tidy that up a little bit. There we go. And now I'm going to take, I guess, 1 more sonar action with my team leader. And I'll do that right here at this spot. So it's got to be depth 3 or more. But then I've also completed this link, so I gain another disc. So this is the first time we are sonaring at zone 3. So let's give these a little shuffle here. All right. And we have the Rift Valley and the Wanderer dock. And so the Wanderer is the 3rd of the mini expansions, along with the Orca reintroduction and the Underwave Academy. So we've seen them all. I've never had that happen before, to see them all in one game. And so I'll definitely take that. Let's put this Rift Valley back here. Not that there's anything wrong with Rift Valley, but these mini expansions are super cool, and I want to try and use them. So I think I'm going to put it here. Right below the whale calving grounds, either there or here below the ruins. Maybe we'll put it below the ruins. So my arrival bonus is 2 reputation, which is great. That gets me to the 3rd tier. And now I need to place the Wanderer here. And there are 4 cubes, and I guess let's put them on each of those spaces. Maybe that's a little confusing, though. We'll just put them here above the discovery bonus. That doesn't really affect anything. So here's the little rundown of how this tile works. When you land there, your arrival bonus is you can move the robotic wanderer one space in any direction, you know, just like a vessel. So say landed here, I can move it up. When you do that, you gain the arrival bonus wherever it goes. If there were more tiles around here, you could move it here and then move it again because it would gain its arrival bonus of moving the wanderer. So that does stack. And then there are 4 journal spaces here, one of each of the 4 journal types. And so when you take a journal action there, you take one of these green cubes and place it on one of these benefits. And so let me back up a second. So when you land here, yeah, you move the wanderer. As long as you have a vessel on this space, you can take actions in whatever zone the wanderer is in too. So it's like having another vessel out there. You just have to have a vessel here. And then these 4 bonuses relate to the 4 basic actions minus, move. So there's conserve, dive, sonar, and journal. And whenever taking an action with the wanderer, any of these bonuses are in effect. So the journal bonus is that whenever you journal, treat all the journals as any color you want. So like up there right now, there's no green journals. And this is a green journal spot that I really want. So if I had the wanderer here and I took a journal action, I could treat that green as any color and just take whatever journal I want. So that's really strong. The sonar bonus is that when you place the disc for the sonar action onto a zone, that disc doesn't have to come from your staging area, it can come from your supply. The diving bonus is you can take the whole stack of dive tokens and look at them, and then you take the one that you want, and then you just shuffle up the ones that remain and place them back. So that's pretty cool. And then the conservation one is when you conserve, you pay 1 research less. So that's a pretty wild spot, and I'm excited to have it. It's pretty cool. So now I've got 2 discs left, but no specialists available to activate. And I don't have a vessel in this zone here, so I can't take any wanderer actions either. So that's going to be it for round 4. We're going into round 5, and we start with another setback. This one is exhaustion. Okay, and this was a good one to get. Each player returns 1 disc of their own from a conservation site of their choice to the staging area. So I have not taken any conserve actions, so I don't have to do anything. But had I taken one, I would have to take one from any conserve action on the board that I've taken, and I place it back in my staging area. So at least it doesn't go to the supply. But in this case, I've lost nothing. That one, it can be beneficial, though. I've had benefits from that before where I take it back of a conserve space, and then I conserve in that space a second time and get its bonus again. So that's not necessarily strictly negative. But now it's time to recruit, and I'm in Tier 3. And so I'm going to recruit the Marine Biologist. That's a great one for right now. So it gets my inspiration track up 2 times into the 3rd tier, which I need. And this specialist can conserve or journal. And so now I gain 3 discs from my supply. There we go. And now I can recover 3 discs from specialists who I've used. So I think I'll definitely take 1 from the pilot who can move and journal. And then taking a look at these goals, I needed 7 sonar actions on columns B and C. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have enough. So I can probably cool it on sonaring over there. And I need to move over here to depths 2 and below, ideally, and columns D and E, where I want to get 10 discs in D and E and 8 discs at 2 and below. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 at 2 and below. So 4 more discs like over here. So it's kind of, I don't know, where I need to start focusing now. So move and journal is probably good. I think my team leader would be good to have so I can be a little bit nimble. And then maybe the sonar operator and the navigator are the same, except the sonar operator is an and the navigator is an or. So I guess I'll take the sonar operator. And now I have a lot of discs, which is good. So now I need to figure out some actions, huh? And my real difficulty is I can only move into depth 2 and only 2 spaces at a time, which is not ideal. I want to get to depth 3, or I want to go 3 spaces from where I'm at. So the best way to do that is to activate this sonar operator who can do a sonar action and a move. So I'll start with a sonar action, and I'll do it here, which doesn't actually allow me to discover anything, but it gives me 2 bumps on my ingenuity track, which gets it into tier 3. And now I can take the move action and move to depth 3 or move up to 3 spaces. And so I'll go to depth 3 right here. And the arrival bonus is I can move the robotic wanderer, and I will move it to the one place it can go here. And that arrival bonus is to gain a disc. So now as long as I maintain a vessel in this zone, I can take actions in whatever zone the robotic wanderer is in. All right, and now I'll activate the pilot. This is going to be cool, who can move and can journal. So I'm going to move this vessel down to this space again, which moves the wanderer one time, and I'm going to go here, and I gain 1 research as the arrival bonus. And then I can journal, and I'm going to journal here in any of these 4 spots. I could journal there as well, but that's green only, and there are no greens there. So I'll pick one of these, and I would like this one, which is going to cost 2 research. So I'm down to 1. Let's replace that journal. There we go. And so this was brown. I've got to put a disc on brown here. And then I get to gain one of these and select one of these rewards. And I'm going to select this one that lets any journal be any type when taking an action through the Wanderer. So this journal here can be any of those journals, which is pretty cool. And the journal itself gets me 2 ingenuity, which gets me my 3rd vessel. So that's fantastic. And that gets me an arrival bonus of 1 disc. And then I can promote one of my specialists. And I could choose not to do that if I want to go for this dedicated. And I'm kind of on the path to getting that dedicated anyway, even by promoting one. I'll promote the marine biologist, which gives me no immediate bonus, but then they go from being able to research, they go from being able to conserve or journal to being able to conserve twice. And that is going to be insane when I'm able to make use of that. And I'm going to use it here for sure. I'm going to fill up that whole spot very quickly. And I think I can probably do that right away. So let me have my team leader move. And I can go up to 3 spaces. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. And the arrival bonus is I gain one of these cool orcas. Oh man, but yeah, I'm now realizing I'm not going to be able to efficiently do this turn. Oh, it'll be semi-efficient. Let's do it. So let's activate the aquaculturist, who can conserve twice. And I'll do it in this zone where I have the wanderer. And the first one is going to be here, which costs 4 research, which I don't have, but I do have an orca, and there's no orca here. So we're just going to release an orca into this pod of calving whales, which is probably bad news. But the immediate bonus there is I gain 1 reputation. Yeah, I bet I do. And 1 impact. And I think I'll put that impact here to get 2 research. That's helpful. And then I can take a second conserve action, and it'll be here. And I suppose it makes sense to put it in this free spot where I get 1 reputation, getting me into tier 4, and another impact marker for the link. And let's put that here and get another 2 research. I think I'm going to need that. I have not been pushing the research very much. So that's going to be it for round 5. I've got 2 discs left over, which is good to have. And let's just look real quickly at the goals. So again, I'm not real worried about this points one. I'm not even messing with that. But I need 7 sonar discs in columns B and C. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So good shape there. And I want to have 10 discs in columns D and E, and I've got 1, 2, 3, but I think I'm on course to start doing a lot more actions there. That's where both my vessels are and the Wanderer. I think I'll easily be at 8 to 10 by the end of this next round. And then for chart the ocean topography, I want 8 or more discs at depth 2 or below, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've actually already done that one. That's great. And then if we look at these other ones, scholarly, I need 6 or more research. I'm at 5, but I'm going to spend a bunch. So I'm going to have to do some diving or something to try and up that track if I want to achieve that goal. Esteemed is not going great. My reputation's in a decent spot, but not really the inspiration. I'm really going to have to drive that up if I want to achieve that. And then dedicated, I'm on track for, even though I don't really like it. So I don't know. I'm doing okay. I've got a decent shot at most of these. So let's see what the next setback is as we go into round 6 here. And this is volcanic activity. All players move all of their vessels 2 zones up or as far as they can go. So this one's going to go here. No arrival bonus. So now I've lost access to be able to use that robotic wanderer. So a little bit of a bummer there, but now I can recruit, and I am in tier 4 of the reputation track, so I can recruit any specialists tiers 1 through 4. Oh gosh, and I completely forgot I even had that third vessel. Okay. And I really like all 3 of these tier 4 specialists right now, but I'm going to grab this one, the vessel captain, who allows you to take 2 move actions. I think that would be beneficial right away. And I also get 1 ingenuity, so that moves up. It doesn't really change anything. And then I gain 3 discs, and I can recover 3 discs as well. Boy, I need to get those bumped up. So I'm definitely going to want the aquaculturist. I think I'm going to want the pilot as well. And I think I'll take the navigator as well. This is going to be a wild turn. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be kind of wild. Okay, I'm going to start with the vessel captain, who can take 2 move actions. And my first move action will be to come from here to the Underwave Academy. I'm going to take this blue diving badge and put it, what am I going to do? Maybe this was a mistake. Well, I guess I'm putting the diving badge here. I'm going to run out of actions, though. I'm not going to do exactly what I thought I would do. But that happens sometimes. So now I've got a second move action to take. Oh, I know. I'll move this 1, 2, 3 down to here. And then moving the arrival bonus is optional. So I'm going to leave the Wanderer where it is. So that was my 2 move actions. And now I'll have my pilot move and journal. I'm going to move first, I think, and go here. And I gain the arrival bonus of 1 disc. So that was basically a free action. And now I can journal. And I'm going to journal through my robotic wanderer, which means I get this unlocked bonus. So I can treat this green journal space as any color. And so I'll take this journal here because it costs nothing. And that's pretty important to me right now because I don't have a lot of research. So I need to put a disc there to show that I've journaled. And then this is worth 1 point, and I can promote 1 specialist, which I will. And I'm going to promote the pilot. So they do keep their badge. This disc goes back to the supply. I get the bonus of moving up the inspiration and coordination tracks, which are both important, but I haven't changed the tier on either of those. And then the actions are the same. They can still move and journal. And speaking of, I need to replace that journal. There we go. And so now I'm going to have this promoted skipper move and journal, and they're going to start by journaling. But they're going to journal here this time, and that is a blue spot. So I'm just going to take the cheapest blue one I can. That's this one. It's going to cost me 2 research, and it gets me 2 on the ingenuity track, which gets me 1 impact marker. And we're going to put that there to get 1 inspiration. Okay, so that was the journal, and now I need to move. And I want to move here and gain a disc. Okay. Oh, and by taking that action, I now can flip this badge over. That was important. So this navigator can either move or sonar and dive. And so I'm going to activate them and have them move and dive, starting with dive. All right, and that is worth 4 research. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is what I needed. Spend it right away. And now I can have them move, and they're just going to move over here and gain 1 disc. Perfect. It's all coming together. So now I have 1 specialist left to activate. It's the aquaculturist, and they will conserve twice, and they will do that here where the wanderer is. So this is going to be an awesome move. So here's the first conserve. I'll place it here. So it's going to cost me 2 research. And the bonuses are 1 on the reputation track and 1 on the coordination track. And that because I have a journal disc here, when I can conserve again. So I'll put 1 on this space, which costs 2 research. And that gets me 1 on the coordination track, 1 on the inspiration track, and now I've completed the link, so another inspiration. Awesome. That was the first conserve action. So now I take the second conserve action. I'll do it in this space again. So 2 research for that spot. 1, 2. And I gain 2 reputation, which gets me an impact marker. And let's place that right here to get another reputation. And then because I have that journal, I can conserve again And that spot will cost 1 research, so down to 0. And that gets me an impact marker. Plus, for completing the link, my reputation track goes up again. And for the impact marker, you know what? The research is good, but I'm going to put it here and get 1 more inspiration. Just in case. Let's try and get that track up so I can accomplish that goal, the esteemed goal. But that was a big turn. That was a pretty good one. So let's count up where I'm at on some of these goals before going into the last turn. So I want 7 sonars in columns B and C, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's exactly what it was last time. So that goal's accomplished. Explore the reaches, or explore the far reaches. I want 10 discs in columns D and E, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So very close on that one now. That one's in range. Chart the ocean topography. I need 8 discs at zones depths 2, 3, or 4. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, which is more than you need for even 5 players. So that one's covered. So as long as I take 2 more actions in these 2 columns, all 3 of these will be done. And if we look at these research, that's really up in the air. I'm at no research. I need at least 6. So I've got I would have to do a lot of diving, which is not impossible. Next round. And then esteemed, I'm very close there. I just need to get this inspiration up 1, and I can make that happen. And junior specialists, I'm actually going to accomplish as well, as long as I don't promote anyone else this game. So I am in striking distance of 6 of these goals. There's no way I'm getting this one though. The points is just not going to happen, but that's okay. 6 would be great. I'm generally pretty happy with 5. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's go into round 7 and draw this last setback card. And we have Protected Waters. Oh, there goes my Wanderer. Okay, find the depth 3 zone that contains the most discs. We've only got 1 depth 3 zone, and it's going to have to be this one. It's got 1 disc. This is going to go away. Return all discs there to their owner's staging areas. Set aside any vessels. Discard the zone and replace it with the top zone from depth 3. Well, I got a lot of use out of it while it was there. I'm going to miss it, though. All right, this is the jellyfish bloom. So then I replace the vessel, no arrival bonus. This is going to go away. Bye-bye Wanderer, bye-bye bonuses, and I lost 1 of my discs in this column, so it's going to be a little bit more work now. But, realistically, I'm still in good shape. These are good actions here that I can get. Although they are very expensive. My goodness, 5 research for each of those conserves. I can pay for 1 of them with an orca if I can get up there, but that... we'll see. So now I can recruit, and I can recruit from any tier. So let's look at these tier 5 specialists, keeping in mind that if I want this dedicated goal, then I cannot promote any of them to get their scoring, their extra scoring ability for this piece here. So the immediate benefits of any of them would not change the tiers of any of my tracks. So the fleet commander can do 3 move actions, which is quite a lot. That's interesting. It lets you change the board state. And then the ocean historian would allow me to dive twice and journal, which is very appealing because the diving twice can get me a lot of research. But the biotechnologist would get me 4 research as the bonus, and then I can conserve and journal. So that's good action economy. Oh, and since I said the word journal, I need to replace a journal, huh? I never did that. Oh, that's an interesting one too. Well, as much as I like the biotechnologist, I don't want to conserve and journal because they're both actions that are going to take a lot of discs. And they're both actions, more importantly, that are going to take a lot of research. I'd rather combine sonar with something because at least sonar doesn't cost any research. I'm limited on research and I don't want to take actions that are going to spend it. And I think I've got a lot of movement already. Let's get the ocean historian because I like diving twice. That sounds pretty appealing. Although the deep sea diver can do the same thing and would get me an impact instead of a coordination. And I can use the impact to get a coordination. So it's like a bigger bonus, I suppose. Although the impact doesn't really get me anything else. I could use it to get a research, which would be nice. So I don't know that I'm super interested in the journal. Yeah, let's do this. I just want the 2 dives. And so I get the impact marker right away. And I'll place it here to get a research. So I'm up to 1. And now I gain 4 discs. And I recover 4 discs from my specialists. I think I'll grab from the navigator. Probably the sonar operator would be 2. I think the aquaculturist will be 3. And the 4th is going to be this vessel captain. I'm trying to get double actions. So I like the team leader can do a lot of different things. I like the versatility, but I've got so many double actions. I want to keep those going. So I'm going to start with this deep sea diver and take 2 dive actions here. So I get 4 research or advance any track, and then 3 research or get an impact marker. And I'm going to have to spend one of those now because, if you think about it, if it was either a co-op or a competitive game, this would be the end of my turn, and you can only carry over one of these between turns. So that's page 11 of the rulebook if you wanted to look it up. So I think I'm going to spend actually both of them anyway on research. So 4, 5, 6, 7 research, because I think I'm really going to have to do that if I want to get the scholarly achievement. So I'm at 1 plus 7 gets me to 8. And now I'm going to have my navigator take a dive action and a move action. So I'm going to dive here, take the last dive token, and that gets me 4 research. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm at 12. Great. And when the last dive action is taken here, everyone with the vessel can move 1 time for free away from here. So I will move from here to here, Orca reintroduction ground, and gain one of these Orca tokens. And now I can take this move action. So I'll move this vessel to this zone, and I gain 1 reputation, which gets me an impact marker, and I'll put that here to gain another disc. Although I don't know that I'm going to use all the discs I even have, but I don't want to put it on a research spot because I can't hold any more research. You know what, actually, let's go here and move this reputation track up again. That's probably a better use. And so now I'm going to activate the aquaculturist, who can conserve twice, and so I'll conserve here. And the first time I'm going to pay for it with one of these Orca tokens. And I'll conserve, let's say, this one, which would normally cost 4, but I've paid for it with the Orca, and that gets me 1 on the reputation track and 1 impact marker. Heck, I don't really know at this point. I guess I'm just going to put it here and get 2 points for it. I don't know what else to do. And then I can take the second conserve action, so I'll take this one here, and this one will cost me 4 research. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down to 8, and that gets me 1 space on the coordination track and an impact marker, and because I've completed the link, 2 inspiration, which is another impact marker. So I've got 2 impact markers now, and I'll just keep getting some points for them. There we go. So those were my 2 conserve actions. And next I'm going to use the sonar operator to first take a sonar action and then to move. So I'll take the sonar action here. So that's depths 1 to 3. And if I choose a zone with any conservation sites, then I also get a reputation. So we've got vortex and thermal vents. Neither of those have any conservation sites. And I won't be able to take any of the actions in either of these zones. So it doesn't really matter which one I pick. It's just down to the discovery and arrival bonuses. And they both have the same discovery bonus of 2 ingenuity. And then the arrival bonus is either 1 reputation or 1 more ingenuity. So let's just spam ingenuity maybe. We'll do the thermal vents, and we'll put it, I don't know. I guess right here in the middle. Should be fine. So 2 ingenuity, and it does need 4 dive tokens. So those go there. And if you have a disc on either of those journal spots, when you take a dive action, you also gain 1 research for each token you have here. So that's kind of neat, but it's not something I'll be doing. So that was the sonar action, and now I can take a move action, and I can move up to 5 spaces or down to depth 5. And so I suppose I'll just move from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I gain an arrival bonus of 1 ingenuity, which gets me an impact marker. So let's go ahead and get a couple more points for that. And then I have 1 more specialist left. That's the vessel captain, and all they can do is move twice. So how can I get some points out of that? There are no spaces that would give me an impact marker on arrival, so that's not going to happen. And unbelievably, no spaces that would get me a coordination either, because 1 coordination would get me another impact marker, so that's off the table. And I don't really need to game these two tracks at all. They're at good spots. So, all right, here's how I'm going to get 2 points. I'll move this vessel here and gain a reputation, which gets me an impact marker. And I'll put that here, which gets me a coordination, which gets me an impact marker, like so. There we go. And for my second move, I'll move this vessel to that same spot and get 1 more reputation so that I hit my points threshold. And that is the game. So let's add up some points and see how I did. I think I did very well. So let's start at the back. We'll start with dedicated junior specialists. I need at least 5 junior specialists. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one is accomplished. So that's great. That's one of my least favorite ones. I hate that one. I would rather promote them all, but I didn't take a very journal-heavy play style this time, so it was okay. So next is esteemed. My reputation and inspiration need to be at least at 22 points, and they're both at 11, which is 22 total. So I need 22 or more. So that one is accomplished as well. Next is scholarly, leftover research. I need 6 or more, and I am at 8. So I did manage to get that one too. Next is chart the ocean topography. I need 8 discs at zones 2, 3, or 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I managed that one pretty well. So that one's definitely accomplished. Then this goal is explore the far reaches. I need at least 10 discs in columns D and E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just enough. So we did that one too. Then map the ocean currents. 7 sonar discs in columns B and C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I had 1 extra. So that's 6 goals. That makes this my best game yet. And just for fun, we'll check this one. I need 20 points between Tier 5 Specialist bonus. And I didn't have any Tier 5 Specialists, so I didn't get any of the bonuses. And even if I had grabbed one of them, I wasn't going to promote them anyway, because then I would have lost this one. So then I need to get my 20 points through the impact board and through the journals. So on the impact board here, I have 1 point, 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 on the impact board. I don't think I have another 9 in my journals. 12, 13, 14. So I am 6 points shy of that goal. But that's still pretty great. I'm happy with that. Maybe I could have gotten this goal if I had reshuffled some of these things around, but I think I really needed these early bonuses to be able to get all these other things. So I don't think it was just a matter of where I placed these. I think I was not going to get that goal either way. But there you go. That's Endeavor Deep Sea. That was Mission 2, Maps and Charts, and I managed to get 6 out of 7 goals, which is pretty awesome. The rulebook says that's expert level. I'm going to go with pretty awesome. So my first Endeavor Deep Sea playthrough video did pretty well a couple weeks ago. It seemed like people liked it, so I wanted to do another one quickly. It may be a few weeks before I do a third one, because there's other games I want to get to too. But I've been playing this one a lot and really enjoying it. So I am super happy with this purchase. I'm glad I got it. And I think it's pretty neat. You got to see the all 3 of the mini expansion tiles in this playthrough. I've never had that happen before, so that was cool too. But if you like this Endeavor Deep Sea content, you can let me know by liking the video or leaving a comment. And if you want to see more of it, be sure you subscribe. And you can always share this with somebody else who might like it as well. So let me know what you think. I'm excited to hear what you think. But this was a great game. I'm really happy with it. So this has been Table for One. This was a solo playthrough of Endeavor Deep Sea. That's what I've got this time. I hope you had a good time. I had an awesome time. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.